Hi there. I just had to make a little video here as a continuation of yesterday from my post because I just got out of my Bible study and the lady giving the lecture just had this amazing, it just really hit me, this awesome example of what I was sharing yesterday of how, we can just experience so much pain and suffering, and a lot of times we can respond with, how can we go through so much pain and God still be good, and how can any good come out of this, blah blah blah. Well, she shared the example, which is like perfect. I can't think of a better example, earthly example, of a woman in labor and having excruciating pain and it can last for days, hours and days, and then here comes forth this new life. And she would even go through it all over again, and a lot of women do, and they give, new birth and, multiple children. And so I'm just like, that is amazing. Like, what woman would look at her labor and say, how could I go through such pain that wasn't worth it? It's like, no, when they received that baby into their arms, it's like every moment of that pain was so worth it. And a lot of times when we're going through the pain, we can't see like what possible good could come out of it, or why it has to be so hard, or it just doesn't make sense. But I just want to encourage you that you don't understand right now, you don't see it, but there is fruit and there's new life that's coming from everything that you've been through in your life. Like, you may not even see it right away, but God has a plan for what you're going through, and He's right there with you. And the best perfect example that I could give is Jesus dying on the cross. He died an excruciating, horrible, tragic death for us. But look what came from it. Because of His death and the suffering He went through, if we believe in Him and just receive what He did for us, then we can have new life. Like, not just once I die, I go to heaven, but new life right now. And so just stop letting the enemy assault God in your life because of your pain. The enemy wants you offended at God so that you don't love Him. And I know it's so hard. I just want to cry right now because I understand how hard it is when we're going through hard stuff. And I feel like run from suffering and pain for so long because it's so offensive and I hate it and I don't understand. But God is so good, and He knows what He's doing. He knows what He's doing in your life, and you can trust Him. So sorry for getting emotional, but things in life are so hard when we experience tragedy. And she also was talking about John the Baptist, and he was beheaded, and Jesus didn't call down fire to stop the evil king from having him beheaded. He died. And we don't necessarily see right then what came from that, but I do know that God talks about when a seed is put into the ground, like when there's death, then life comes forth. And I know that because of His death, and even His life, but His death, that God used that for good. And Jesus said that He was, I can't remember the exact words right now, but that He was like the greatest man that walked the face of the earth. Like, Jesus said that. And John's in heaven now, and guarantee he doesn't regret a bit of it. And so we're not going to regret it when this is all said and done. Yes, God, there will be fruit and new life right now, but ultimately we need to have our hope set that there is a heaven, and that God will restore all things and make every wrong right. He will take all the pain away, every tear that you've shed, all the suffering, and He will turn it around for new life. So just needed to share this with you. So be blessed. Love you. Bye-bye.